Well, good evening there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Nusa of Nusa Capital, coming to you on a rather tumultuous day as we watch the markets kind of take a tumble. One understands, we're not going to go into it, but we all know about what happened in the United States yesterday. And we also remember, as everybody talked about, the Dow being its worst since 1978, which was kind of got everybody's attention. But we're looking at the crypto markets. And we can see that Bitcoin has taken a nasty tumble, as we can see. Let's look at this. Let's just load up the chart and see. Even though it's still in the bullish realm here, you can see that it's fallen below the Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen. It's also come to an area here of volume activity. Chico's point caught up within the price action. So maybe, just maybe, it might not fall too further. I'm not quite sure that would happen, but as we can see, let's hide the Ichimoku for a moment. And we can see that this is an area, this whole area here of between, say, 98,000 and about 88,000 is an area of supply. I beg your pardon, an area of demand where people are buying. So it won't surprise me that people are buying in this blue area. Of course, up here is an area of supply. Now, I thought something strange was going on, so I went to see if there was any news. And this is one of the latest reports from the streets. Bitcoin sell-off overdone. Why Grayscale says no. Why Grayscale says no reason to panic. And it kind of gives the reason why people shouldn't panic. As Bitcoin finds itself retreating from a recent all-time high and struggling to hold 100,000 after a Fed-triggered sell-off, now is not the time to panic, according to Grayscale's director of research. While the recent market wobble has caused some unease, Grayscale's Zach Pandal joined Coinage to assure investors of the longer-term investment picture. There's absolutely no reason to panic in any sort of way. According to Pandal, the macroeconomic backdrop remains highly supportive. Central banks worldwide are easing rates, while adoption trends fueled by Bitcoin exchange-traded funds, that's the ETFs, and a pro-crypto political shift in the US set the stage for further growth. I actually kind of agree with that. That kind of gives me some confidence. But we all have different ways of taking risks. So it says the recent cut by the Federal Reserve came with a tempered outlook as Chair Jay Powell signaled that fewer cuts may follow in 2025. This has strengthened the dollar while temporarily weighing on Bitcoin. They're still cutting rates, but they signaled maybe fewer rate cuts next year, Pandal explained, adding that this stance is positive for the dollar and negative for things that compete with the dollar like gold and Bitcoin. So it says here, looking ahead, Pandal sees Bitcoin's price action reflecting its growing status in global finance. Bitcoin is not some exotic thing in its own corner of the financial system, he noted. It's a $2 trillion asset right at the heart of the financial system. He framed recent volatility as evidence of Bitcoin's integration into the broader macroeconomic landscape, where it now trades alongside major currencies like the euro and the yen. One will say that, yeah, something is happening with Bitcoin. It's beginning to get into the macroeconomic picture. But we all remember, I think it was yesterday, when the IMF, El Salvador wanted to get about, I think it was a $1.5 billion loan from the IMF. And the IMF was basically saying, you want this money, you're going to have to either cut or sell your Bitcoin. So I wonder what El Salvador will do, particularly when many other countries are trying to copy El Salvador by building up a Bitcoin as a reserve asset. Well, we'll just have to keep an eye on that and see what happens. And let's see. Okay. And so we've got, looking ahead, Pandal sees Bitcoin's price reflecting its growing status. Okay, I've read that. Pandal also shared insights into what lies ahead in the crypto market cycle, We are in an intermediate stage of the cycle, and we're probably at a phase where Bitcoin dominance should be coming down. With Bitcoin dominance already falling at a pace mirroring past cycles, he suggested that altcoins could be poised for outperformance. Altcoin season would be a good outcome for many of our investors, he added. Looking beyond market dynamics, Pandul highlighted the seismic regulatory shift anticipated under the incoming US administration. He described the expected policy changes as a very big swing in policy that could reshape the crypto landscape. Notably, he emphasized the need for clearer staking regulations, which would unlock new opportunities for institutional investors. There's nothing problematic about staking. We just need clear rules around that. Long term, as I said, and as you can hear from what we are reading out, one can only say that the future is bright. We will have panics like this. I suppose people would panic even more seriously because of the drop from about 108,000. It's all the way down to about 96,000. It's just switched over to 96,000. Here we go, 96,857. Now, a few weeks, I think about 2 weeks ago or so, I took a position of a 91,000 to go into Dubai to sell at 104. And if I look at my trades here, my limit order, you can see Bitcoin here, and 97,290 on this particular platform, and I took a position at 91,000. So maybe it will hit it, maybe it won't, I don't know, but we shall see. Okay, let's take a quick look at Binance. It also is falling. Reasonable volume activity, although this volume here is so low that the price is bound to fall right through. A quick glance at the weekly shows there, you can see a massive fall there. Volume action kind of opens the way for a further fall. I suspect that it also will fall to the areas of equilibrium before the buying activity starts. So if you can see here, there are also about 3 layers, although 2 of them are together here. This is the point of equilibrium. That is where you've got buyers and sellers, equal number of buyers and sellers. So price may fall all the way down to something like, let's see, we're looking at about 593, or maybe we might even go a little bit lower, closer to the point of control here. We shall have to wait and see. While we're doing that, let's have a quick look with let's get the Ichimoku on. Again, Chikuspan caught up within the price. This, by the time when Chikuspan gets caught up this way, that is coming from the top down, it means that it can create area of supports in this area, which is why I suspect that there are buying opportunities to start right here within, let's increase the size of that, right here within the areas of demand. But we shall see. Anything can happen in the markets. You just never know. Right, next, let's have a glance at, let's look at Solana. I think I've got the Solana open. Oh, no, I haven't. Let's see. Now, this really surprised me. As you can see, Solana, the Chico span has broken free here, going down. Kenji Sen's above the Tinkin-sen. And as we can see here, that the Solana price has also gone inside and come out of the cloud. So I wonder where this would stop. Now, this may stop here. Let's just hide that. Let's hide the Ichimoku for a moment so you can see the area of equilibrium. This is equilibrium. Again, equilibrium is where you have equal numbers of buyers and sellers. So one, it's going to be fascinating to see. This might be a buying opportunity for people here. I don't see it coming all the way down to 165, although the markets may just surprise us. But I think this is an area where you can start buying you can start beginning to think of buying. But we keep an eye on this particular area quite closely. Okay, let's have a look. So next, let's have a look at SUI. Okay, this is another, as you can see, the blue area here. This is an area of demand. So you made a breakthrough and it's going back in. So we might not see a further drop, although the next area of demand is down at about 353, which would be quite a further, which would be another 70-cent drop, but we shall see how that proceeds. Let's have a quick look. Putting on our Ichimoku. Ichimoku is still, things are still bullish. The setup is bullish. Price action above the cloud, 10% above the Kijun Sen. Although the Chikou span is pointing down, is free. Nothing is in the way of the Chikou span, so anything can happen. I think we will not fall. I don't think we're going to go anything below 396, which would be an area of support using the Kijun Sen, but we shall see in what direction the market actually goes on this one. It will be interesting to see. Okay, let's hide that. Finally, let's have a look at WIF. Okay, WIF also interesting here. Good activity here. Volume activity in this particular area, as we can see, although not as much as something closer to the point of control, which is down to about $1.59. Area of demand in this area here, we've got a long area of demand. So we've got anything from about, let's see, between 187 and 213. So it's quite a bit of a chunk here. Who knows? I suspect we're not going to fall out of that area of demand. Right, let's have a quick look using our Ichimoku so we can just see. Remember, this is just rough and ready crypto analysis. It's not in depth. It's just a quick look at several assets. As we can see here, this is quite interesting. Tenkan Sen is below the Kijun Sen. Chikou span has fallen below the cloud. Price action has also fallen below the cloud. I suspect from what I'm looking at here that the Tenkan Sen and Kijun Sen is also below the cloud, and so that's really a very bearish signal. Now that might be, if we're lucky enough, that might be just short-lived, as we are here, as the price action is now in an area of demand. But we shall see how that looks over time. Okay, let's see. The final one, we're going to look at ZEUS. Although ZEUS was not really on my radar until yesterday, so I'm just going to have a quick look at it now. Let's just see what it looks like. Oh, and it's just started raining here. I don't know whether you can hear the rain, but anyway. It's fallen from an area of supply, which at its peak this hit about 98 cents. It's all the way down to about 67 cents, which is a good 31-cent drop. It looks like it could go down even further. Area of equilibrium, where equal number of buyers and sellers, is between 54 and 58 cents. So that's going to be interesting to see if it comes all the way down to 58 cents. If it breaks that, there's another area of demand here as well, as you can see. So that's going to be interesting and what happens. Excuse me. Finally, let's just throw the Ichimoku on, just have a look. So far so good. Everything is still above the cloud. Chikou span is still running free, but all the way pointing down. Price action has just gone below the Tenkan Sen and the Kijun Sen. Tenkan Sen still above the Kijun Sen, which is also bullish, and everything is above the cloud. So things still look a bit bullish, but dramatic price drop of about 30. What's it again? It's about 30, roughly 31 cents. So that's something to watch out for. Anyway, as I said earlier, this is rough and ready analysis, not in depth, just a quick look at some of the assets. If people are interested, if there are particular shares or something you want me to look at in a similar manner, please let me know. And as always, you keep your eyes and ears open and you're trading sharp. Have a good one. Bye.